What's up guys, Universal Mastery. So what I do on my channel is I talk about the occult sciences and I break them down to a very practical level so that you can apply them and use them in your day-to-day life to get real, actual results. Now what I'm going to be talking about in today's video is something that's a little bit different, but it was requested by one of my viewers and I definitely want to answer this because I feel like there is a lot of people that can gain value from this. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about in today's video is how do you stay committed to something, and how do you really follow and understand the principle of commitment. So if you want to know a little bit more about what I'm talking about, then definitely stay tuned for the rest of the video. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is definitely go and check out the Patreon. On the Patreon, I have exclusive content that is not on my YouTube channel. Half of that content is going to be geared towards actual spiritual practices that you can apply and use in your day-to-day life and get real results. Now, what I do on these practices is I perform them myself, and I'm also explaining how to do them so that you will get success once you practice it yourself, so that you know what you're doing and you've seen somebody else do it, being myself. Now the other half of the videos are going to be geared towards what I like to call educational entertainment. So that's going to be very similar to a video like this, where the video is entertaining, but you're also getting a lot of value from it. Now I also have some extra stuff on my Patreon, which is live streams that I've done on YouTube, and I've taken them off YouTube and upload them to my Patreon. And I'm also talking about the tree of life, and then I'm going to be going into the clip-off. And pretty much what I'm going to be talking about on there is stuff that is, you could say, more reserved for people taking this art more seriously and want to get a much deeper understanding of what's going on with the occult and what it's really all about. So if that's something that you're interested in order to gain access to these exclusive videos, you have to at least be a tier 2 member. In order to be a tier 2 member, it literally costs $9.95 a month, and that's a reoccurring payment. But if you do the math, that's literally less than $1 a day. So there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to afford that with the value that I have on there. So there's 4 tiers in total. Once again, you got to be a tier 2 or up to gain access to that exclusive content. As you go up in the tiers, the benefits increase as well. So I'll let you check that out for yourself. And the top tier members, I want to give them a special shout out. Their names are going to be mentioned right below that first link at the top of the description. You know, right below that link. And once again, where you can find the link is if you go to the description, it'll drop it down. You'll see that first link right there where it says My Patreon. That's where you're going to find the Patreon, and their names are going to be mentioned right below that. So special shout out to you guys. Okay, sending lots of powerful energy your way. But once again, let's go right into this video. So how do you stay committed? So a couple people I feel like have been asking me this question because they see, you know, how often I post YouTube videos and they see that I'm pretty consistent with it. And I've been doing it for a while now. I mean, I haven't been doing it for like crazy amounts. I've probably been doing it for roughly, I want to say 2 years now, which is some decent time. But I want to say I've been taking it serious for about 1.5 years. So things got serious about 1.5 years ago. And that was when I was in Miami. And that's really around the time that I started my deeper spiritual journey and my deeper spiritual practices. So it all came together. So in other words, this is exactly what I should be doing, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I think that's very important for you to understand. So the way that you get committed to something and stay committed to something is by doing something that you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so commitment really does come from a state of mind. Okay, now this is the interesting thing about life that a lot of people don't understand. Throughout life, your state of mind should change many different times. So to be committed to something, you actually have to, once again, do something that you're supposed to do. And what do I mean by that? It's something that's tied in with the reason why you're here in the first place. So there's a reason why you're here. And that reason why you're here has everything to do with you becoming more powerful, you gaining more knowledge, and you being able to share some of that knowledge from the power that you're gaining so that you can further bring balance to Earth and to society and, once again, to other people. So whatever that thing is for you where you can do that, that is what you're supposed to do. So you want to figure out whatever that is for yourself, and it changes for different people. It can be different things for different people. Okay? So the reason why that's so important is to find something that you could say, that's like when people say do something you love, that's what they're referring to. So find something that you love, find something that actually feels like it's got something soul driven about it. And a way to recognize that is you feel like you're growing. You have a deep sense of, this feels like it's satisfying my soul, or this feels like it's satisfying my heart. This feels like something that you may not really like it too much, but if it gives you that feeling, that's like, I'm glad I'm doing this because I know I need to be doing this. I feel it. It's transforming me. It's turning me into the person I need to be. That's the thing. Okay. And, we live in an age where you can, have a YouTube channel and you can talk about whatever it is that you want, that you're passionate about, and you can monetize it. So there's many different options to, what it is that you can do, being tied to what it is that you are supposed to be doing. There's many different ways you can put that out there. Like, I'm making YouTube videos, but I guarantee later down the road, I'm going to be doing small events and I'm going to be doing small venues. I've done phone calls with people. It all connects together, and during different seasons, during different times, things change. And as things change, your mindset changes, your energy body changes, and the key is to adapt. So once again, the most important things you need to understand is that your mindset is going to change as you go through life. So if you're only committing to something that is not really in your best interest, or something that is just not really a part of what is most important for you, maybe you're committing to something that is just like, in the moment, you feel like just doing, and that, there can be value from that. There can be value from committing to things that are short term, for sure. But eventually, a lot of times what happens is, as the seasons change, as the planets shift in our solar system, people's personalities change, their perspectives changes, and then their energy changes. They feel different. So now they don't want to commit to that same thing that they once were committed to, and now they want to commit to something else. So if it's something that you're really serious about, through that thick or thin, there is something, if it gives you that soul purpose, if it gives you that feeling that you're growing, if it gives you that feeling that this is really important for you and it's really valuable for you, as you're changing, you will continue, as your state of mind changes, as your emotions change, as your mental changes, you will continue to do that thing that you're here and supposed to do. And as you continue to do that thing, you will be changing as a person, still doing that same thing. So once again, it really does come down to, you have to really love what it is that you're doing. And the way to really love something that you do is to be doing something that you're supposed to be doing, or something that is causing you to be a much better person. Okay, so let's use martial arts as an example. There's many people that join martial arts academies and they will commit for a certain time, maybe a year, 2, 3 years, maybe less than that. A lot of times it's less, and then they'll never show up again, because during whatever season it was, during whatever influences were being placed on the person, they wanted to commit to something like that because they saw the value that it could offer them. But then as things change, they realize, it's not that important. Their feelings change. Maybe they found something else that they want to commit to, something that maybe maybe the person is trying to figure out what that purpose is for themselves. So now they're going to shift their commitment into something else. So then martial arts is put to the side. But let's say you have somebody that's like, going into martial arts, and they realize that their life was so dull, and they realized that they were wasting so much time, and they were eating unhealthy, they were hanging out with bad people that were not in their best interest. And then they started doing martial arts, and things changed for them, meaning they started eating healthier, they started hanging out with better people that are trying to help them grow and teaching them more about life, being better influences on them, and they're learning certain things about themselves, like the psychology of the mind and how people move from martial arts. Well, if someone goes into martial arts and starts developing all these things with them, developing all these realizations and this strong awareness of how much it's transforming them, then that person is going to have a much stronger attachment to that martial arts. And I can guarantee you that person will be much more willing to stay in that because they realize how much it really changed their life. So they'll stay in the martial arts, and then as the seasons go, as we have different months, as the months pass, as the years pass, as your emotional state changes, as the planets move through the sky, your mental state changes, that person will still have that deeper understanding, knowing that martial arts was one of the foundational things that help them make smart and healthy choices in their life, so that person will most likely stay in some form of martial arts training or academy, even as their mindset changes, because they've already found that thing that has, once again, been that foundation for them, that thing that they felt like was what they wanted and needed to do. And then a lot of those people will eventually, maybe later down the road, start training martial arts themselves and make a living off that, or make some money doing that. So that's the difference. That's the importance of commitment. The only way you're really truly going to be committed to something long term is if you recognize as a person that your mindset changes in life. Your mindset will shift. There will be days where you will wake up and you will not want to do whatever it is that you committed to. But even in that state, there will be an inner drive to continue to do that thing that it is that you don't want to do, because it will actually be a part of you. It's directly connected to your soul. So for example, when I make these YouTube videos, trust me, there's days where I don't want to make the YouTube videos, but then there's something in me, and this is real, there is something in me that makes me make it. And it's because I know what I know what rewards this is gonna reap for me, and this is truly what I love to do. So literally, it's like, while I'm making the video, I feel better and I feel good, and it just, every single time I'll have that moment where I don't feel like making the video, and then I just end up going to go make the video. I feel better by doing that, and I'm sure a big portion is that. I'm sure a big portion of that is because I'm offering value, and that value that gets received actually brings better, you could say, better energy into my life. It brings more abundance into my life, and that has a lot to do with paying off karma. That's why people will essentially do donations. That's why people will donate to people that are less fortunate, and that's why big corporations donate money to people that are less fortunate. And it's not just because they're necessarily nice out of their heart, or they're doing it to be nice or to be kind, but there is an actual energetic exchange that happens. When you do something that offers value to somebody else, and you offer value in terms of bringing more balance to earth, because there's a lot of people that aren't talking about what I'm talking about. So when you start to talk about these things, karma can work through this. I can even out my karma from this. I can bring more abundance into my life by making more videos, essentially. But once again, it's an energetic exchange. If I'm bringing more balance to earth, if I'm helping somebody that needed help, and while I'm helping that person that needed help, if I'm also coming from a space where I'm doing it, from a place of empowerment, meaning I'm in the right state of mind, then it's a win-win for both of us. If I'm helping someone just to help someone, and I'm not helping myself, that's no good. You're not gonna receive that abundance. But if I'm coming, because it all comes down to a state of mind. If I'm coming from the right state of mind, and from that state of mind, there's power, and I put that into somebody else, or onto something that I want to help or offer more or bring more balance to, there is a karmic exchange there. So let's say in my past, I've made a lot of decisions that weren't in my best interest. I was doing too many drugs. I was hanging out with people that were not the right influences. All the signs I got that told me to go the other direction, I kept, you could say I just didn't listen to those notions, and I didn't follow those signs. So what that did is that for my you can think of your karma like this: when you're born, and as you make wrong choices, as you grow up, the karma goes into debt. If you make wrong choices, every choice that you make that's in line with your purpose, in line with you coming from a place of power, right state of mind, it goes back up. And as you once again, offering value coming from that state of mind puts your karma up, and you can continue to build your karma. The more you build your karma, the more luck, the more powerful you become. There's just more abundance in many different avenues and aspects. Okay, things just work out better for yourself. So yeah, so that's another aspect of why I love doing what doing this so much, and why it's just in me, is because it makes me feel better. I'm doing what I know I'm here to do, and it's a part of me. So even when I don't want to do it, let's say I take 4 days off, which I don't like doing, like 4 days off in a row, 5 days off in a row, 6 days, a week off in a row, there's something in me that doesn't feel comfortable, and it feels really urgent that I need to get back to putting out these videos. And it feels really urgent that I need to be doing something to offer value, or to offer the balance that I'm here to offer, because I'm doing it for me, first and foremost, to increase my power. And then I'm also doing it at the same time to offer balance to whatever it is that I'm doing. So You know, I'm either helping something or I'm helping somebody. And in the long run, it's bringing more balance to Earth. So there's a win-win-win thing dynamic that is going on there. But that's what you want. That's what you want to have, and that's how you're going to actually commit to something when you find that thing that you can show up pretty much every day and recognize that it is that thing that makes you feel better, makes you a better person or a stronger person, a wiser person, a more understandable person, you know, every time you do it. And that will be that thing that you will always be able to do and show up to. And even if you do fall off, which you will do, I'm sure you will burn out sometimes down the road on your path. When you burn out, you will come back to that same thing that it is that you do and continue to do it and continue to course correct and realize, you know, you'll learn about yourself. You'll learn about yourself, whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever is purpose driven for you. It's going to teach you about you in your mind, in yourself. That's the main goal. And that is exactly how you're going to be able to commit to something long term, because it's going to be a thing that is going to cause you to be the person that it is that you want to be. And that's why you're able to commit to it. There's a reason why you should be able to commit to something. Think about how hard it is to commit to something that you don't actually want to do and that you can't grow with. You don't feel like you're growing with. It would be insanely hard to commit. So other than that, guys, I think there's a car pulling up, but I'm going to wrap it up here. I think that covers it for commitment. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well, because I post videos as often as I can. And once again, the Patreon, if you hit the description, it's going to be that very first link at the top. Definitely make sure you check that out. You have to be a tier 2 at least to gain access to the exclusive videos on there. And there's tons of videos that have immense value on there, just to say that. Then you go to the second link below. That's going to take you to the Facebook community. You're going to see that link. Click that. Once you click the Facebook community, you should see a link that says private group here. Click that, request to join. Right now there's roughly 30 people. There might be a little bit less, but once I get to 50, which it is climbing, I'm going to be posting consistently on there in the form of written and in the form of pictorial quotes. So definitely make sure you tune in for that. And once again, I'm going to leave it here. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.